So today I am joined with Denise Brown, and welcome to the show, Denise.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great. Our paths first crossed on the set of Beauty and the Geek when you kindly styled me. Oh, what an experience that was. But you're a fashion designer, fashion stylist? Tell me a little bit more.
So I'm a fashion stylist and I'm also a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you kind of get into fashion styling?
So I first started out when I was 11 years old. I used to hand make clothing. So my mum's friend used to go to Ghana, bring back African cloth. And I started to stitch, but with my hand, so handmade clothing.
Okay.
And then eventually I went to London College of Fashion, did women's wear in designing. Then when I graduated, I decided I didn't want to be a fashion designer. I want to be a fashion stylist. So I had to start from the beginning. So I did an internship for a few years. And then eventually I became a fashion editor.
Okay, yeah. So with the fashion, what's kind of the fashion stylist and a fashion designer? Kind of what's like the difference?
So
between...
a fashion stylist, we dress people. So we get different clothes from different brands, designers, and I create looks according to, it could be either theme, if it's a model or concept, or even to enhance someone's look or just create a whole new look for their brand.
Okay.
And so, like, for instance, celebrities for like performances, TV, events, videos. And a fashion designer, you make clothes. So you make clothes from scratch, you do the research process, and then you design, pattern cut, and sew and make the whole outfit like what we've got on today. So it's completely different.
I love that. So you were saying with like the cloth, was it your mum would bring
my mum's friend.
Your mum's friend would bring that off, bring that back. And was that just literally like a sheet of fabric? Yeah,
so it was Ghanaian print. So it was like really colourful, bold prints.
Okay.
And it was 5, so I would say 5 meters. So it's 5 meters in a row.
Okay.
And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I want to make, because I was inspired by hip hop those days. So it was about Queen Latifah, or it was Salt and Pepper. It was like they were wearing like really baggy African prints outfits. So I just started to make a couple of outfits.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and sort of kind of creating those like those outfits and those styles, that must be kind of like quite the process, because you're sort of having to like figure out all the measurements. I always find that fascinating with things like shirts. It's like, how does this material go from being like around my body here to then how it kind of gets designed and fitted, so it then goes, I've got an arm sleeve and then I've got a collar. It's just like how it's all brought together.
So they're all brought together in different pattern pieces. So it's like you have, how it works as a designer at college, we call it a bodice, like a certain block.
Okay.
So you have like a bodice block, like the front, the back, and the sleeve block. But then you have to adjust it to the actual design that you're doing. So you have to pattern cut it. It's a long process. It is long.
It's long. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Okay. That makes sense. So with the pattern cut, that would be to suit the particular model or the person. Okay.
Yeah, so how it works, as a fashion designer, what we tend to do, we tend to make samples first. So we do like a standard sample size 8. So it would go on the actual mannequin.
Yes.
And then once we've done our sample, then we would adjust it and make it into a bigger size to actually fit whoever we want it to fit. But at uni, it was always like a sample size, like maybe a 10 that will go straight onto a model for a catwalk. And that's how it works. That's what they do with the actual proper designers now. They will make the actual collection, the samples, and then they will do a photo shoot with the models for their lookbook, put it online, and then they would have them sample sizes for the actual fashion show, catwalks for stylists like me to borrow. That's why as a fashion stylist, they only have limited sizes, which tend to be model sizes all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That must be I think that might be a bit tricky, sort of, if you've kind of like a design or sort of a collection of clothing, but it's only for a particular size or a kind of a limited size. That must kind of like cut off quite a big kind of percentage of the population. Or
it does, definitely, because you know what in terms of like samples, like, so if I go to a fashion PR and I borrow samples, it's always model sizes, which is like 8 to 10. But a lot of the time, some of the designers now, they would expand the actual clothing to like maybe size 16.
Okay.
Some of them are going slightly up to maybe 18.
Okay.
But it's still restricted. I'm still finding it very difficult to get sizes for curvier women with certain brands and certain designers.
And would you think that that could be like something that's almost these brands are missing out on, is sort of making clothing kind of for maybe more curvier people and different type body, different body shapes, short people, tall people, more curvier, skinnier, slim people.
Definitely. That's why I love the high street. I always tend to go to like ASOS, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, because they have clothes for every different shape. I mean, there's designers like Caramillan, there's like Never Fully Dressed. There's a few brands now that's expanding, but when you want to get the high end, like the Gucci, Chanel's, Dior's, they always go up to like size 16, 18. It's never really... They're not trying to go that direction.
Okay, I see. Yeah. They're sort of more maybe the or what people would have think, or kind of that conventional model outlook, rather than kind of like the newer
curvier woman.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That's very much the world of fashion designers and fashion styling.
Yeah.
What you do, I remember what I read somewhere on the internet, and it was Denise Brown. What was it? It went from selling drugs at 8 years old to Kanye West's and Ed Sheeran's stylist. I love that.
Do you? Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed when I saw that.
No.
And you know what? I didn't share it on social media. I was like, I hope no one sees this.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry for bringing it up.
No.
Okay.
I'm so happy because I'm looking to put myself more out next year anyway, where I can just speak about my truth and who I am to help inspire people. So I love that.
I love that.
Definitely.
It is sort of, and is that kind of very much what I always just love watching your videos on Instagram and stuff. Are you just very much kind of like promoting, kind of helping people, kind of helping that next generation?
Yeah. Because I mean, in terms of that story, it was just to do with my upbringing. My mother was a drug dealer, and that was something that we was all used to. So she used to sell weed, and she trained me as a young kid. So she used to go out and say, look, Denise, this is a 10, this is a 20, this is a 8. And like, here's the scales. This is the 3.5 or 2 point. And I used to be excited. I used to love it.
It was like maths.
That's what I'm saying. I learned about how to make money, profit. And I loved as well. I just love opening the door and they'd be like, is your mum here? No, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? I was a little kid.
What would you like?
I'm running the business. What would you like? Which one would you like? Which £10 drawer would you like? Like, it was just it was a buzz for me. It was a buzz because that's why I'm so confident. Because I had to become grown before my time. I had to hustle my mum's business when she used to go out. And that's what makes me not in fear to speak to people. Okay. That's why I would go out, speak to anyone, and I'm not scared. So that kind of helped me to build my confidence. It taught me about, as you say, make money. It taught me about profit, how to sell a product, how to get marketing. Do you know what I mean? It was a good, good little way on that side. But really and truly, social services should have come for me. Oh gosh.
Yes, and kind of looking back on it now, kind of the Denise Brown I have in front of me today, and kind of looking back to Denise Brown, then would you change anything you've done, or not change anything you've done in a bad way, but if you could give like a word of advice to your 8-year-old self?
Do you know what it was? It was when I was 8 as well. I used to get bullied a lot at school, but I didn't tell my mum because my mum's like a hardcore Jamaican. She was gangster. So if I told her, she would have went to the school, and I say she would have beat up whoever bullied me. They would have got beaten up.
Oh, really?
Like, because she's Jamaican, she's hardcore, rough, and it helped me with the bullying. So on one side I was getting bullied, but on the other side I could stay at home and run my mum's business. So that's what helped to boost my confidence, because I was losing it at school. I was depressed. I hated myself. I used to hate what I used to see in the mirror. Okay. So I mean, what I would say to my younger self, I do wish that I would have wished that I would have had more of a different type of childhood. Like, I could have had more love, less responsibilities. Yeah. Just my mum being there in a different way, like, finding out how was school today, helping me with my homework, reading books. But unfortunately, my mum came here from Jamaica at 15 years old. She got kicked out of her house, like from her mum.
Okay.
And she had to hustle. Them days, people had to hustle in her community, especially Jamaican community. That's all she knew how to make.
And that's
to make money, yeah.
Jamaican communities within, was that London?
Yeah, in London. Like,
okay.
My mum was a Rasta, so it's like the Rasta community. They smoke weed, they sell weed, they got friends come to the house, they play their Ludo, they eat food, they play their reggae music. That's how my life was every day of the week.
Every day of the week?
Every day, no sleeping time, from early till late in the morning. It was just...
There was something, you had to be up early for school and you had to be up, well, you were just kept awake late
all
at night.
But yeah, that's what I would say. I do wish I had like a father figure, and I wish that my mother, you know, she could have been a different type of mum, but it's made me who I am today.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's I like that. Okay, so kind of from that upbringing, the environment you grew up in, to then kind of being a fashion stylist, and sort of some of the people you've worked with, is it Ed Sheeran, Kanye?
Yeah.
Yes. What's it like working with people in such an industry?
Do you know what? It was really good because when I was younger, I learned the art of customer service because I started to do retail from about 13, 14 years old. I was obsessed with people.
Okay.
I used to make clothes. I started to have a client base by the time I was 13. So I used to sell clothes. I used to hustle clothes to people.
Okay.
As well as, you know, selling the other stuff. And
the more profitable.
Yeah. I used to make clothes, sell. And I have this thing about people. I started my first retail job around 13, 14.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but I lied. I said I was 16. But I was big for my age. I was like, my national insurance number's coming soon. Every time they ask me.
That's it. It's lost in the post somewhere.
So I was working and I loved working with people.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. And then so throughout my life, I worked in Selfridges. I worked in French Connection, Karen Millen, The Gap. Like, I worked in so many retail companies that I was used to customers and people. So I learned the art of people. So when I became a stylist, it was kind of easier for me.
And maybe kind of when you're styling people, maybe are you styling people who maybe have never had a stylist before, or they're a little bit uncomfortable, or they don't quite know?
More uncomfortable.
If
you check it, so it's like, I always say this, when I go hairdressers, I don't want to go to no one new. I want to stick with my same hairdressers. If I go to someone new, I'm getting nervous. I wonder if they're going to cut off my hair or what they're going to do. So that's how they feel. So when they work with me, like the clients, they look at me and you can see some of them are a bit uncomfortable. Even up to date.
Okay.
I styled a girl last week.
Yes.
She's an Afrobeats artist.
Okay.
And Labanka, she was saying, oh my God, I was so scared before I came in there. I didn't know what he's going to put me in. So sometimes you can feel that energy that people are looking at you and they're praying that you don't mess up their style.
Okay.
But what I've learned about retail is, because I'm extra, because I used to assist the stylist, when they want free outfits, I'm going to get you 12 outfits. So I have backup.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have lots of clothes, so there's going to be something you like. I like to lay out my clothes like you're in a retail shop. Shoes in one section, the clothes are normally jewelry in another section, and I make them feel comfortable. So this is what I learned about, as I said, working in retail. So I say to them, okay, can you go through the rail? Tell me what you like and tell me what you don't like. I want to put what you like here. Yep. And then whatever they like, I work around it, and then we create a style. Oh. So I give them that opportunity so they can feel good. And then by the time I finish with them, they feel nice.
They feel nice. They look nice.
You know what I mean? They look good, feel good, and they're like, okay, so I need your number. So it's that energy thing, and it's that's what I learned, as I said, in retail. You learn it's all about the customers.
It's all about, okay.
It's not about me as Denise. It's about what they want, and my job is to make sure that they leave happy.
You kind of, yes, it's almost kind of, you're facilitating their happiness. It's not a case of Denise is selling them this or Denise is doing this. It's Denise is making them want this, or advising on what you think they should have, or making them think, oh, actually, they came into sort of the interaction with you or the meeting maybe thinking, oh, that they want that particular style or that particular design, but actually you kind of advise them or guide them and then they might kind of take a different path and they're really happy with...
I mean, I've had some horrible people as well. Like, there's been some horrible celebrities, definitely. Because sometimes you have to understand, these people, they have a group of yes people. Everybody says yes. And they might not be in the mood. I remember I did a job, right? This girl was like, we was waiting for this girl for 2 hours. And she's like, oh, I don't want to do it no more. I've only got half an hour. And I'm like, I got all these clothes. We literally only had half an hour because she had like, I think she had some form of mental health problems, and she's like, I don't want to do this no more. And we had to work around her. And then I've worked with girl groups where management's like, no, I don't like it. I want it like this. And sometimes you get the managers who's trying to dress the girl bands like them.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to make her look like you? You don't even look good. So you deal with different personalities. It's not always great. But I've learned how to deal with people who are horrible.
Yes.
And people that are nice.
So
you get it's not always going to be gravy in this game. It could be tough. It could be very tough.
And maybe if you're sort of kind of always kind of just looking at clothes, or sort of it might be quite repetitive at times. Just because someone said they don't like the clothes 1 minute doesn't mean the next minute they won't not like their clothes. It could be a challenge, but I've learned the art. As I said, of people. The art of people. Okay, so with the horrible people, or the not nice people, what would be some of your ways to sort of work the Denise magic?
I go in the toilet and I pray.
You go in the toilet and pray. I love that.
Please help me before I leave.
You remove yourself from the situation. You give yourself
back. I don't smoke. I can't have a fag. No, on a real though, what I've done, like, because I've had a girl one time, she was like, she came late. I must have tried to fix her hair. She goes, don't touch my hair. She's American. Don't touch my hair. And then she was being aggressive. And I was like, oh, are you going to get engaged? Are you engaged? How do you know? Because I could see her ring. She was so angry. So what I've done, I switched off and I put on my favourite tune in my head.
Oh.
And I learned this from the stylist that I used to work with. She was so horrible to me at times.
The stylist?
When I used to be an intern.
Okay.
I had to learn about the switch with my tune that I love. Oh. Because the way how I used to be when I first got into the game, I would want to beat people up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Who are you talking to like that? That's what I'd be like, are you crazy? But then I had to learn, Denise, this is what you want to do. So you better just learn about how to switch off, put on a nice song that you like, and then just ignore them.
Okay.
So I'm so happy I've learned that, because I never used to be like that. So yeah, I just switch off.
And
I still work around them and make them feel good, because a lot of these people as well, as I said, they got money, they got a team of yes people. You get, a lot of them could be they're insecure within themselves. So you have to make people feel, it's really weird, but you have to make them feel the best that they've ever felt, even if they're rude to you.
Okay, yes.
So you just have to you got to have patience.
I follow. And maybe kind of with clothes shopping, or maybe when it kind of comes to sizes, or if someone, I should just kind of saying things out loud, I don't know if it's true or not, and do correct me, but kind of like clothes shopping can be quite a personal thing, or maybe someone secretly they're wearing medium clothes, but actually they should be a large size, or they're wearing a couple of sizes too small, and the clothes just don't look right, but they almost kind of don't want to accept within themselves they might be a size, maybe a couple of sizes up from the size they're wearing, so that might kind of cause a bit of kind of not anger, but maybe insecurity, or that negative emotion, or emotions that can be quite hard to work with.
Yeah, I've met a couple of people, because I do personal shopping as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I take people shopping. I've taken them to Oxford Street. I love Westfield because it's so much easier. And I've worked with a range of people, women, men of all different ages and sizes and shapes and stuff like that. And there is a lot of people who do wear clothes that doesn't fit them, especially in my community, like the Jamaican community as well. When I've been out to a couple of bashment raves, you see a couple of women with some tight all in one, and they're like, wait a minute, that don't even look good on you. That looks like it's about to bust. But some people, they just don't care, and some people don't really understand. They don't know what will suit them.
Yes.
They just go according to what they feel, or
kind of what they've grown up with,
or some people just don't care. They just think, I'm just gonna fling on this thing. Whereas if you go shopping or you invest in yourself or you have someone that's professional, it can take off years off you, and you can attract the best ever people that you're looking for.
Okay.
It's all about image.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's like people that I've worked with where they don't look good. Like, I'm just being real, yeah. And when I finish with them, they look good. Like, oof. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So sort of kind of when they don't look good, is there kind of any kind of common themes that any common themes that you think actually that always makes someone look bad, or when they put that combination with that combination, or?
Sometimes it's about the colours, or it's about the size, or the sizes could be wrong, as you said. Colours could be wrong. The cuts, the silhouette, the shapes. Some women are wearing. Some women could be a rectangle, so you could be a straight shape woman, and you're wearing a tight dress.
Okay.
You should more wear dresses like a skater dress, like where it stops at your waist and it kicks out, and it will make your shape look a little bit more curvier, or peplum. Like there's certain shapes that there's certain clothes that people shouldn't be wearing, and it's nothing to do with because you're big, or it's even slim women. They can tend to wear the wrong stuff. It's just really according to your shape, what you should be wearing. So there's like around 6 different figure shapes. So you've got like the rectangle, triangle, you've got oh my God, is it the circle shape? There's like quite a lot of different shapes. I know when I do personal shopping, I do like a questionnaire with my clients. So I want to find out what they like, what don't you like in terms of clothes, what colors you don't like. If I'm going to someone's house, I can strip their wardrobe, throw away what they don't like. Because I went to some actor's house the other day, and he had all these different streetwear, messy clothes. I said, don't wear that. That's going to make you look like you're from the hood. You look like you're about to rob someone, but you need to wear this. And then we got some of his clothes and we matched it together. And I gave him several different looks. For instance, in a white shirt, you can wear this with a nice blue pair of slightly flared trousers. Then you can wear this with jeans, and you must wear this with these shoes, and you can wear with that trainers. So there's a lot of things that people can wear in their actual wardrobe. But I would say they might have to invest in a professional if they really want to revamp their image.
Okay, and probably when it comes back to that image, almost first impressions
count. Definitely. It's so important.
It's even more than just kind of personality or eye contact, because you'll see what the person's wearing as soon as they walk in, before they've even spoken.
And that's why stylist is really important for celebrity styling, like music videos, every day, because celebrities don't go out and buy clothes. They're too busy.
Yeah.
Acting, they're in the studio, they're doing this, they're doing that. They hire us because we are 6 months ahead. So right now I'm dealing with spring summer.
Okay.
So spring summer 2024 I can get access to, where we're now in autumn winter.
Yes.
So we go to Fashion Week where we see the collections in advance.
Yes.
And then we can get access to certain things. And we're always up to date with trends as well. And me as a stylist, when I've got my clients, if I can work on a one-to-one and all the time, then you get used to who they are, their figure shapes, what's the best color, what's the best cuts. That's why you see, like, I love Steve Harvey, for instance. He's got a stylist. I forgot his name, but he's American stylist. And this guy has reformed him. He looks incredible.
Yes.
Yeah? And you can tell, like, even when he goes to Dubai or on holiday, he still gets the guy to help him. Because you can kind of tell, oh my God, his style is wicked now.
He just looks...
Yeah, so he's invested in himself, where before on the show, he just used to wear like old man looking suits and different colors. Now he's got a stylist. It takes off 10 years off him. He's in tune. Even Usher was at Paris Fashion Week.
Okay.
His style is like, it's all changed now. He's realized that I need to show up. I need to be part of this fashion scene. So if you see his latest pictures, he looks boom. He had on this Chanel black and white blazer with the brooch and little beads, and he just looked like, I said, yeah. So that's why it's very important to have a stylist.
to invest in a stylist.
Yeah, definitely.
And even kind of like little things like the jewelry or the brooch or things along those lines. It's almost kind of like the finishing touches to it. You can get the trousers, you can get the shirts, you can get the shoes, but then it's sort of how you kind of just the little add-ons can really kind of make an outfit.
Definitely. I mean, it really depends on who the person is as well, because not everyone can not everyone can wear a jewelry piece or a brooch. It really depends on who the person is, their complexion, what is their shape, what is their vibe, what they're trying to achieve. And so that's what I'm saying. With me as a stylist, I style men and women. My style is very versatile. So I go according to whoever the client is. If I cannot style you, I'm not taking the job.
Okay.
Because it's not everyone that you can help.
Oh.
You'd be like, this one here, no.
Beyond. Only
I
God.
can't help you.
Okay. I get that. And kind of touching on the Steve Harvey theme, I remember he kind of put a video on YouTube saying that men, was it if you get 4 different types of trousers, 4 different types of blazers, 4 different types of shirts, that will give you enough kind of mix and match combinations where you can kind of have black trousers with a white shirt, or
Definitely.
You would agree, kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
I do wardrobe basics. So wardrobe basics for man is, I say, maybe it could be a bomber jacket or a biker jacket.
Yes.
Black blazer, it could be black suit, white shirt, white t-shirt, black t-shirt, smart pair of black jeans, normal dark denim jeans. You can smart shoes and trainers, and I would say an overcoat or a trench coat. What else would I say now? A smart jumper, a turtleneck would be nice if you're into like black or grey or blue turtlenecks.
Okay.
And maybe like a grey suit and a couple of pair of chinos. And with that wardrobe basics, you can style it up in different ways. So like, as you know, a suit, you can wear it in the office with your shirt, and then you can maybe use the trousers, and then you can match it with, for instance, the overcoat. So there's different combinations, but there's a wardrobe basic for men and there's a wardrobe basic for women, like what every man needs in their wardrobe. Okay. And then the same thing is for women.
Okay, and so we've got for men and for women, would you say kind of a similar sort of?
Yeah, so for women,
little
black dress, but it doesn't have to be little, because you could be a woman who doesn't like to wear knee. It could be like a black classic dress. It could be knee length, midi. It could be maxi dress. A nice skirt that suits you if you're into skirts. Smart pair of trousers, or it could be a smart black suit. Skinny jeans or straight jeans or bootcut jeans or high-waisted jeans, whatever suits a woman. So it could be, I would say, it could be your normal classic denim, definitely a pair of black skinny jeans.
Yes.
It could be smart shoes. It could be court shoes, high heels. It could be loafers and a pair of boots. Yep. Trench coat or overcoat, a smart coat. Like this, I know it's a lot, but then there's certain classics. As I said, a shirt. I'm thinking of like a nice smart jumper. It could be like a V-neck sweater. It could be a roll neck. It could be a round neck sweater. This, like, because I've got wardrobe basics for women, like a nice classic bag, nice hat, but gloves, leather gloves. Every man needs a pair of gloves. It could be leather gloves. It could be woolen gloves. Like, there's a wardrobe basic that I've done, like a list of what every man and women needs to start out in their wardrobe, and then you can just mix and match. Yeah.
And with the gloves, I only wear gloves when it's a bit cold outside, but can the gloves kind of be worn in almost any season, or where would gloves?
I'm thinking about more for winter wear. I love
Tell me.
a man with a overcoat. It could be a trench coat or a smart coat with a pair of leather gloves or black.
Sort of like a black overcoat with kind of a brownie.
It could be brown. It could be more classic black though.
For the gloves or for the...
it could be... Yeah, so it depends on what colour. You could be into grey. You might want to have grey gloves or black gloves, or you can be into brown. Brown might be your colour, camel brown. It really depends on what colour you want, but I would advise a man, especially in the winter when it's freezing,
a
nice little smart scarf and some gloves, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm kind of almost getting new wardrobe inspirations right here. Okay, so we've kind of covered the fashion stylist side of things, and with you do teaching as well. Why do you do what makes Denise want to do?
Do you know what?
Tell me.
So because I came out, so I went into care at a later stage. I was 15. So I said, when I promised myself that I'm going to give back.
Okay.
Community. So you know what happened? I started to teach around 16 years ago, accidentally.
Accidentally?
It's mad. I say accidentally, but it's meant to be, really.
It was,
you know what? Somebody asked me to come into their community centre and teach these young kids and gangs in Brixton. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, like they're 16 to 18 years old. When I went in the centre, they were all staring at me like, what? And I was like, oh Lord. So I created like a customise your t-shirt workshop. So you put denim, crystal rhinestones, studs. And then the first thing I got them to create a mood board. So not a vision. So like I gave them magazines, they ripped out what they like. Okay. Then they have to speak about why did you pick that? That's like an icebreaker for them to come out of their comfort zone.
So you're giving the kids who are in gangs, you're giving them scissors for the first challenge. That's oh no! But do you know what? I've never had a fight. No one's ever. So I started to do that, and I started to teach in Lambeth for like 6 years, and I went to different community centres, and I started to teach around certain parts of London, because everyone's like, oh my God, I love what you do. No one does it. I was styling celebrities while I was doing it. And
people was like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, I'm from the streets. Like this is the kind of kids that I was used to growing up. You're These almost people are me. Like
keeping it real. On one hand, you're styling celebrities, but then you're sort of not letting yourself. I don't know if the correct term is kind of keeping yourself grounded or keeping yourself, but you're allowing that transition. I'm Denise who works with celebrities, but I'm also Denise who wants to help you to get to where I am.
Yeah, that's what was happening. So I was teaching all over. Then I started to get sought after. I remember I did a workshop in the Royal Court Theatre.
Okay.
Then it was wicked. I was like, wow. Then you know what? I decided that I want to do, that's it, I did a pilot. So I was working with NEET, 16 to 18-year-old young people who's not in education for this company, Nice. I created a pilot fashion designing workshop, and we taught, how many kids? It was about 20 kids from the age of 13 up to 16 who were at risk of being excluded from school. Okay. So they would come 2 days a week to us, and we'd just teach them. These kids were bad. When I tell you, these kids were bad. I had one girl, and I remember her. People were like, no, don't work with her. She's crazy. She had a tag on her ankle.
And how old is 14. Oh, she's about 14. She was
so bad. And like, she even come to college with a black eye, you know. I was like, what's going on? But do you know what? At the end of it, she made a dress. She walked on a catwalk. It was like so incredible transition. And what we realised is they're not bad. They're just bad for a reason. It's because of their upbringing. So they have similar backgrounds to what I had.
Yes.
But then they challenged it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So they joined up with gangs and they were doing activities. Whereas I was lucky, I had fashion.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So
fashion was your outlook.
So so I've taught hundreds and hundreds of kids.
Denise, that's incredible.
Thank you. I even got. I was saying that today. Like, I got a contract with the Prince's Trust, and I taught about 20 young people, 16 to 18 years old. We done it in Lift, and it was boys as well. I had a couple of boys.
Okay.
But I taught them how to make a basic dress. So I bought fabrics, just a normal knee length dress, and then they had to customize it into their own. Some of their designs were beautiful. There was this guy, two of them. There was an English boy, but he was scared because he got stabbed, and he was around 16. He's like, we had to make sure that what area we went into. So we went into Angel because he got stabbed. He's never done fashion. If you saw this guy's dress that he made, it was like, wow. Even he couldn't believe it.
Where's this talent been hiding?
And there was another guy, a black guy, he just come out of jail. They're all young. And when you hear the stories, you're like, oh my God. But then to me, it'll be like normal. Because I know people like that. I grew up around that kind of environment. But it was incredible. And yeah, I continued it throughout. And I taught in different areas. Yeah, I'm going to get back on it next year because I'm mentoring right now. I've been mentoring young people in the care system. Okay. And it's taken a lot out of me. So I want to get back into the creative side. That's it. So just kind of, you have to just not be careful with resources of time. But it's a sad thing. I sometimes fall into that trap. You want to do absolutely everything. You want to help in everything where you can. And then it's just like,
I've just run out.
Yeah, I'm tired. I
could
need some
sleep.
Space. Yeah. Do you know what? It's not only just them young people I work with. I've taught in the Peru. You know, when kids get kicked out of school, they got a special school for them. That's a special place.
Yes.
It's like being in a mental institution, because they have tutors who have cards where you have to lock after. Like prison, it's like prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not allowed. When they come in the class, you have to go through these doors and they lock it. Nothing's allowed
You
to
can't
be unlocked. They have 2 TAs or 3 TAs and per class, and sometimes there's only 6 students, you know, but these students are nuts. Some of them, they're doing all sorts of things in that class. I remember before, and I was saying it, before I even could teach, they want to play this rapper, I want to put on this tune, and they're jumping up and down, they're dancing. I had a guy who's boxing the wall because he wants to be a boxer.
Okay.
You get all different type of young people, but I've also taught in a college. So when I was doing my first year, my petals for teaching, I taught at College of North West London, which is young people that want to learn. So it's a whole different vibe.
Oh.
They're happy. They want to be in a
classroom.
They want to be in a classroom. And I've done like a little bit of lecturing at Solent University as a guest lecturer.
Okay.
So I'm very versatile. Oh yeah, sorry, I worked with autistic.
Autistic. Okay.
Kids with autism.
Autism. I must. Okay. I find that's interesting, because I'm always fascinated by when I was at school, I got tested for a whole variety of conditions. I got kicked out of school at 13.
Oh my God.
I was a bad kid.
You?
Me.
Damn.
And I must say, but what I find fascinating is kind of like children with autism or children with ADHD or children with dyslexia. I'm always fascinated by their brains, because they can create or design things that are just amazing.
I'm dyslexic.
You're dyslexic,
Yeah.
okay. And would you say maybe dyslexia was a superpower? Is a hindrance, but maybe that...
Yeah, it's been a hindrance because it stopped me from moving to the best of my abilities. I reckon for me, if I could write properly, I always say I would have been way up there.
Okay.
But because of the blockage of the writing, thank you, ChatGPT now. Thank you, AI. I'm going to get this job that I want. But yeah, that's always been stopping me. And there's insecurities, because being in the industry as a black woman, it's been hard, because then I'm dyslexic and I'm black. You get me? It's like, boy, that's not going to really work out right now for you and my girl, because you can't even write too tough. And then because I'm loud as well, it was always like, people like, oh my God, she's so loud. Oh, she's from the ghetto. Oh, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just so different. But yeah, me being dyslexic and me coming from where I'm coming from, the good thing was I didn't care at that time.
Okay.
I'm going for what I want.
You've kind of dealt through it. It's like, hey ho, yeah, I'm black. Well, I'm not black, but yes. but hey ho, saying that, no, I have a similar. Well, I say a similar. It's like, hey, you're black. You're from your upbringing, but just take me as I like it. If you don't want to be on my team, I'm going to find someone whose team that want me on their.
I love that.
Their team.
I love that. Do you know what? I wish that, because you know what happened to me? Because I do say I took a lot of time out of the game. I went through depression, so I've been healing.
Okay.
So I've got like 5 years of therapy. Because everything got a bit too much.
It's sort of kind of build, or you kind of hold it, or kind of suppress it. I think maybe kind of to touch on kind of how I sort of see things. School was hard for me. I got kicked out of school at 13, and I just threw all my time and passion into model aircraft flying and my business. But I didn't realise I did that to blockage a lot of things I didn't want to deal with. I was always that ugly ginger kid at school, always bullied, had a very small friendship circle, and I was always changing schools. So I never kind of felt settled or kind of that I was accepted or welcome. And so I just sort of, model aircraft flying accepts me. I just buried myself in.
I love that.
I buried myself in that, but it does come to that point where you might remove yourself from that environment, and it's like, oh, actually, there's some things I've got to deal.
Yeah,
there's some demons. There's some demons.
Because the thing is, even I come from a traumatic upbringing, it was still traumatic throughout my life, because everything didn't stop. Everything's still going on up to date.
Yes.
So there's still like stuff happening with my mum. We're not talking at the moment. I love you, mum, though. And like, I've got little sisters that I had to look after. And because the transition was my mother was a drug dealer, then she became a drug addict. So that was the transition. So my whole life went down the spiral. So even when I was styling, I was living a double life.
Okay.
I'd be like, hey Kanye West, I'm gonna style you today. And then when I make a phone call, I got to deal with this craziness.
Okay.
So I've never been fully happy. It's mad in my life because my mum being a drug addict for a very long time, it hindered me and it blocked me, and I had to deal with her kids. Like, I was never ever able to be my full self, my best self. I don't even know what it's like to have a mother who says, I got you, I can do this. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of them things where it was something that I was accustomed to. That's why I said, I need to get the help. And that's when I started to work on myself. But then what happened was, because of that, I stopped doing what I love, and I got into the teaching, and I thought, I want to give back. And then I realized, no, Denise, you need to do you and do what you're put on this earth to do.
Okay. and you've been put on this earth to make everyone look fabulous.
Yes, and listen to my story. And go and buy my book when it comes out.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah, just fabulous. Tell stories and inspire people and motivate people as well. Yeah.
Okay. So with some of the people, kind of the people in your teaching and kind of the people you're helping, or maybe people teaching, or people you're passing your passion on to. Would you say kind of like a big step is just sort of kind of just getting yourself into that? Just if you're in a rut or if you're a bit stuck, just go out there and do something, or to just sort of almost take that first step in kind of creating whatever your future might be.
Oh, you mean my advice to people?
Your advice to people, yes.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what I will say to people? If whatever you want to do in your life, just take a risk, because it's the same thing as me. If I came from being a young drug dealer, put into care, mum was on drugs, no dad. Then I became a celebrity stylist, styling over 30 celebrities. And I didn't even know anyone. Like, I just put myself out there. That means anyone can achieve whatever they want. You just got to put your mind to it. And you just got to be, I always say this, you got to be hungry and passionate and patient. Like, you just got to be willing to work hard. Sometimes you might have to work for free to get in there and see what's going on. And then you just got to just take your time with it, but just go for it, because because you never know. Do you get what I'm saying?
I love that. Yes,
you just don't know what's going to happen. And if it doesn't work, and I love to say this, as Aaliyah says, you dust yourself off and you try again. And you got to tune.
And it'll just make a good chapter in your book.
Yes.
And just quickly touch, we've almost run out of time today. No. I'm loving it so much. But with your book, can you give a little hint on what it is?
Do you know what? Next year my book will be out. I want to be an author. So I've got several books that I want to bring out. One will be How to Be a Stylist. One will be my story, which I feel like it's going to be a #1 bestseller.
Absolutely.
Then I want it to be a film. And so that's the step. Like, in terms of styling, I still want to style, but I want to style certain selective people. Okay. But I would love to, I can see myself as a author, speaker, traveling,
motivator,
motivating people. That's the aim. That's what I love to do. If I can get some more TV jobs like what you do, or even radio, I'm on it. But I just want to talk. I don't want to do too much hard work now. No more running up and down and getting too much clothes.
That's it. You've earned the stripe. Yes. and now you can pass on what you've done.
Yes, and just teach people what I've learned.
And with teaching people, would you say it's kind of teaching and passing on your passion, but then also just making people believe in themselves?
Yeah, I want it to be fashion and motivation. So my thing is about teaching people how you could become a fashion stylist, because I've got online classes. I'm going to be bringing them out on my website as well.
Okay.
So I've got a 24-part series, and just in Udemy, just teaching people. But I want it's going to be on my site. I want people to buy it from my site.
Absolutely.
And then I want to be able to motivate them and inspire them and just push them to be the best person that they are. I'm not trying to change the world, but if I can change a few people, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's a brilliant message to finish
Yeah.
today's podcast on. Thank you so much, Denise, for coming on.
I enjoyed myself.
It's been so much fun. The time's just flown by.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Martin.
More than welcome, Denise.